Clive Road bus stop on the outskirts of Bristol in Whitchurch. Now today I'm going to be travelling around the Bristol suburbs, briefly going into Bristol city centre by bus. Now this is something I've always wanted to do just because of the amount of buses, all the bus companies and the variety of interesting buses that you will find across the city. Now our first bus was of the interesting variety and it was operated by the Big Lemon. Now the Big Lemon is a bus company actually based on the south coast in Brighton. However, a bus company called Bristol Community Transport went bankrupt. I'm not too sure why. I think they were owned by a bigger company that ended up going bust. Anyway, the Big Lemon won the contract for all of their old routes. Some of them are now operated by Stagecoach. However, the 515 bus route, which would be my bus today, is still operated by the Big Lemon. Target is to have every community and town and city that they serve to be served by an electric bus. Now the 515 doesn't always get an electric bus, neither is the bus always in the bright yellow colour that most of the buses in Brighton are in, and neither is the 20 bus route that they also operate in Bath. However, today I was extremely lucky and got a solar powered Optes Solo SR EV electric bus. Now this was advertising the Route 20, which operates in Bath. There is one of these, I believe, that advertises the 515 route, which I am travelling on today. Anyway, this bus was rather extraordinary and I found it quite interesting. It was also quite interesting to note that this bus used to operate with Stagecoach, and I think it used to operate with them up in Scotland. Anyway, let's now take this Big Lemon all the way through Hengrove and along to the Imperial Park. at Hengrove Park, where you can change for a variety of first bus routes, as well as a couple of metro bus services and the Transport bus Route 90, which would be our next service. Approaching the end of the route at Parkcliffe at the Imperial Park. Now, I was incredibly lucky with this service, as my 375 bus from Bridgewater was incredibly late. However, it managed to gain some time as there were lots of diversions and it wasn't a college day when I was filming this, so I did manage to make this bus. If I was an hour behind schedule, which would have been fine, I wouldn't have made this bus and I would have got a standard Big Lemon bus, which actually, at least in Bristol and Bath, looks like the white Enviro 200 that you can see now. I was incredibly lucky to get this electric Optare Solo SR, and I would quite like to see a few more of these out and about in Bristol and Bath, as at the moment a lot of the route and the fleet in Bristol and Bath are just covered by these Enviro 200s, which I think used to operate with Bristol Community Transport. Anyway, here is this Enviro 200 on its way back on the 515 to the other end at Stockwood. Here I am now at the Imperial Park, along with Hengrove Park, which is just round the corner. Both of these areas are crucial routes on the Big Lemon Route 515 and the Transport bus Route 90, which would be my next bus. And this route can be very unreliable, to say the least, on the majority of days of operation. For example, I had to film this video twice just because on one of the days this service didn't run due to a shortage of drivers between about 11 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And Transport Bus didn't even put up any updates on their social media pages to even tell me that this was happening. Anyway, it was running today and I had a very unique Enviro 200. This bus was okay, it wasn't the best, but it also wasn't the worst. And the driver was very good. As well as that, he also drove the bus very fast, which meant we kept a schedule, which would be something that had become key later on. Anyway, the reason why this Enviro 200 is unique is because it has special stickers on the side telling all people that see the bus that it is a spare bus and doesn't usually go out. It advertises that the usual bus that does the route, in this case the usual bus that does the Route 90, is in for a service and an MOT or whatnot at the depot, and this bus is helping out as a spare bus for today. However, this bus had been doing the Route 90 on a number of occasions throughout the week. Anyway, let's enjoy the bus ride through Knowle and Bedminster and into Bristol city centre. lively, and there's also a lot of culture here. Overall, I just really like the feeling of Bedminster. It also has 2 railway stations in the area, which both get a relatively good service by Great Western Railway. There is the normal Bedminster station, as well as the Parsons Street station just down the line towards Weston-super-Mare. Anyway, let's continue on to Redcliffe and the city centre. Leaving the centre on its way to what I call the city centre, which is actually known as Broadmead. Now here I am at what most people call the centre, and there are absolutely loads and loads of buses here. You can literally get anywhere around Bristol from here. Anyway, there goes an Enviro 200 MMC on Transporter's other flagship route. Along with the X10 and the 90 is the 25. I'll be travelling on this a bit later, however, I just wanted to see the amount of buses that actually pile up here. Now the centre really for me is a bit naff. Anyway, here is our Enviro 200 going back to Hengrove and Imperial Parks. Like I said, I think the centre's a bit naff, there's not really much here. And what I call the centre is actually known as Broadmead, just because there's loads more shops and cafes, and is also where the Cabot Circus and soon to be gone gallery shopping centres are located. As well as that, there's a lot of flagship department stores that have been in Bristol for absolutely ages, along with the now closed down Debenham store, and along with the galleries are supposed to be turned into houses and apartments, which I think is just awful. I think they should turn them into more shops, but that's just what I think. Anyway, let's just watch the buses go by and wait for my 25 bus, which should be here in a couple of minutes. Here are a few more buses around the centre, including the first West of England Right Street line, which used to operate in Aberdeen. On the 25. My bus should be a double-decker and will be arriving 20 minutes after this single-decker bus on the 25. Anyway, here is one of many Volvo B90L Right Eclipse Geminis. Along with the gas-powered Enviro 400 city buses, most of these are on the City Line services. is a Volvo B7 RLE White Eclipse Urban, which is still in the first Barbie livery. Here is my next bus approaching the centre, arriving from Fishponds. This is a Transport bus in Vari 400 which used to operate services around London. This bus also did some duties on the Weymouth Park and Ride last year. As well as that, here is another Enviro 200mmc for Transport bus, this time on the extremely rare 23, which only runs 4 times in the morning from Bristol to Ashton Vale, which makes the service pretty much useless. However, without this service, most people in Ashton Vale and around Ashton Gate wouldn't have a service. Anyway, here is my Enviro 400 arriving from Fishponds. Whilst leaving the centre, I also managed to spot another Transport bus in Vari 400, which is still in the old London livery. I'm not too sure what service this was on. going to carry on to the centre of Fishponds. I got off near the Fishponds Morrisons and the Fishponds Audi. Also on the 25. I think we've already seen this one in the centre. Anyway, this bus is now on its way back into the centre from Fishponds.